Evio.
Welcome back to the Devil's Ledger for the week of December 1st, 2025, and officially, welcome to the holiday season. Thanksgiving's over. I hope you didn't shame spiral into an entire pumpkin pie while watching football, but if you did, fuck it. You know what? The lights are going up, the air's starting to smell faintly of cinnamon and seasonal treats, and it's that magical time of year when we can curl up in front of the fireplace and try to scare the shit out of ourselves with ghost stories. So let's get right into it with the creepiest thing I heard this week. This is the allegedly true story of a series of encounters with what's known as the Phantom Skier of Donner Pass. So there are ghost stories that feel manufactured, that feel stitched together by camp counselors or overserved uncles at holiday dinners. And then there are legends that linger in places where tragedy has already been soaked into the soil. This story comes straight out of the Sierra Nevada, about a 6-hour drive from where I'm sitting right now, a place where the wind doesn't just whistle, it seems to remember. And if you've ever driven Interstate 80 in a whiteout, you already know there's something about Donner Pass that feels older, heavier, and far more aware of you than you are of it. The history up there is tragic enough on its own, but the locals will tell you the mountains kept a few ghosts just for themselves. And one of them is the Phantom Skier of Donner Pass. Now that name alone, Donner Pass, carries enough historical weight to make even a hardened skeptic keep their head on a swivel. So when locals talk about the Phantom Skier, they don't do it with a wink. They say it quietly, the way you'd mention a neighbor's recent haunting or a mountain lion sighting at dusk. The sightings usually begin the same way. A lone skier, moving with impossible grace through a storm that would bury most people alive. Some describe him as tall, others say they never saw a face at all, just a silhouette gliding through the whiteout, carving turns in snow that no human should be able to navigate. He appears during the worst conditions, blizzards, ice storms, nights when the wind howls against the ridgeline like something pleading to be let inside. The allegedly true part, the piece eyewitnesses still swear to, is what happens after. Ski Patrol follows the tracks, expecting to find a stranded thrill seeker or a lost amateur who pushed their luck. But the trail always leads somewhere impossible. The prints veer toward cliffs with sheer drop-offs, places no one could survive. And when patrol looks over the edge, the tracks just stop. There's no body, there's no broken gear, no churned snow signaling an impact, just clean, untouched powder stretching into the trees below. Theories range from the mundane to the mystical. Some suggest he's the ghost of a cross-country racer who vanished in a storm decades ago, swallowed by the same mountains that he loved. Others claim he's far older, a remnant of the region's darker past, a restless echo of the Donner Party, who continues to move through the winter as if searching for a way out that never comes. The more skeptical locals dismiss it as a trick of snow and adrenaline, a shared hallucination born of altitude and bad visibility. But every year, when the first big storm rolls in, Ski Patrol quietly reminds new hires about the protocol. If you see a single set of tracks crossing a closed run in the middle of a blizzard, think twice before following. Some legends keep moving because they're alive. Others keep moving because they just never had the chance to stop. Okay, so this week on The Devil Within, we're kicking off a 2-part series on the Dover Demon, one of New England's most enduring cryptid encounters. A strange, pale, spindly creature spotted by multiple teens across a single night in 1977. Eyeless, voiceless, impossibly smooth-skinned, the kind of thing that makes you wonder what exactly shares this planet with us after dark. Part 1 drops on Wednesday, Part 2 on Friday. And trust me, we go places. This week on the Ides of April, we're closing out our investigation into the scholar and the madman, the tragic, infuriating story of the assassination of President James Garfield. It's a slow burn of political failure, ignored symptoms, medical egos, and one of the most preventable presidential deaths in American history. It's sad, it's maddening, and it's simply essential listening. On Criminal Mischief this week, we offer a special collaboration between Carolyn Osorio and our friends from the Portland-based show Murder in the Rain. Join us for a deep dive into our series for the Lemonada Network called Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. We're also going to be previewing the marquee event next week in Vancouver, Washington, where we're going to be part of a panel discussion on the show and on the very real, very recent developments in the Warren Forrest case that we chronicle in the Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. So if you're anywhere near the Pacific Northwest, you're going to want to be there. So check it out this week, Criminal Mischief, in collaboration with Murder in the Rain. This week on Taboo Treasures, the guys are taking a well-earned week off, so we're re-airing one of their biggest, most viral episodes, If Barbie Could Talk. If you missed it the first time, or if you're just curious why an innocent plastic icon caused such a collective psychic meltdown, this is the moment to catch up. This week across the horror universe, I'm recommending the HBO series Welcome to Derry. If Stephen King's masterpiece of a novel, It, traumatized you as a child, the book, the miniseries, the modern films, then Welcome to Derry is basically your next mandatory appointment with fear. It's a gorgeously shot, deeply unsettling expansion of the mythology behind Pennywise, filled with that creeping Stephen King small-town dread that we all love. It's perfect holiday watching, depending on how your family feels about murderous clowns. And that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Devil's Ledger. However you're spending this early stretch of December, whether you're, decking the halls, hiding from relatives, or quietly communicating with the ghosts of New England, I hope you're safe, warm, and in good company. For Evio Creative, I'm Brandon Morgan. Stay curious, stay cautious, and as always, please make sure you're following the shows of the Evio Creative Network wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to the Evio Creative channel on YouTube. I ask you to leave a rating and review because it really helps the show grow and helps other people to discover what we're doing here. Share this episode with someone who loves dark history, true crime, or the paranormal. And check the show notes for great deals from the great companies that support long-form storytelling. Quince, luxury essentials at affordable prices. Upgrade your winter wardrobe without upgrading your credit card bill. Go to quince.com/devilwithin for free shipping and 365-day returns. Mint Mobile, premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. Switch now and get your plan shipped to your door for free at mintmobile.com/devilwithin. ExpressVPN. Protect your data anywhere. Get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/devilwithin. Mood. For premium THC gummies and mood-boosting botanicals delivered discreetly to your door, visit mood.com and use code DEVILWITHIN for 20% off your first order. Ollie Dog Food. Give your dog the nutrition that they deserve. Go to ollie.com/ides for 50% off your first box. And Monarch, the best all-in-one personal finance app. Go to monarch.com/ides for 60% off your first year. Until next week, enjoy listening and viewing across the Evio Creative universe. And until next time, stay safe out there.